Hello, it's Duncan at the Redundancy Club. This is more in my series of films aimed at helping people who are going through the ordeal and the shock and the change of losing their jobs, being made redundant, and at that moment when life tends to judge us and how well we're doing, how positively we're marketing ourselves, and how we're just supposed to be able to roll with the punches. I'm here to try and help you with the downside of all of that. The realities are that we're going through job loss is a form of bereavement, and actually we don't feel great about self-marketing ourselves and putting out a really positive signal and connecting with people and doing well at interviews. These are all really big challenges. So why have I got this flip chart standing here next to me? Why is common sense in such short supply, especially during stressful times? Well, I'm going to start by reading you a book which I've had for a very long time, Killer CVs and Hidden Approaches. Right at the very, very beginning, there's a company I used to work for, right back in December 1997 when I worked on the BP Amoco oil merger, where there was lots of people surplus to requirement as a result of those two companies coming together. Very exciting project for me, but very, very difficult time for the people going through the experience. So, Cobbler's Children, Why Even Marketing Executives Fail to Market Themselves. Chapter 1. I am always very uncomfortable, said Chris Corcutt, former Managing Director of City Outplacement Specialists Fair Place Consulting, when people come in here for their first counselling session and proudly announce that they have already been busy networking. He went on to explain why. Most of them, at least 9 out of 10, haven't the faintest idea of what effective networking is all about. The calls they've made will almost certainly have been completely mismanaged, and, since they will have rung their best contacts first, they will have wasted their potentially most valuable leads. He spreads his hands in a gesture of resignation. You don't get a second bite of the cherry. And that kind of sums up a lot of where I'm coming from. I've said in my other films that successful job hunting is counterintuitive. Most people fire off their resumes, CVs, covering letters, immediately, right from day one. Their first reaction is, I've got to fill in application forms, I've got to get them out, I've got to let everybody know that I've been made redundant. First and foremost, your network is precious. Do not squander it in the early days of your job hunting, because you need to have got your script right about how you're going to handle your networking connections. Your networking connections rarely are in a position to hire you. You need to understand that. What they can do if you approach them with the wrong pitch and tone and signal is they'll disappear down in holes like gophers in the desert. They just think, oh my goodness me, I'm so embarrassed. I can't help this person because I'm not in a position in the organization where I have any influence on hiring decisions. So we've got to kind of just take a step back. In another film, I talk about sequential dependencies, a very grandiose term which is basically describing a staircase of events that we go up towards landing a job. It's just a strategic, systemized way of organizing our self-marketing campaign, our job hunting campaign. So stop. Do the hard yards at the beginning of the campaign. Don't squander these opportunities of your untouched, fruit-bearing network of contacts. Remember, in my 23 years experience, 60 to 85% of people's next jobs comes from who they know or who their immediate connections know. People, in my experience, tend to land in their tertiary network. So your primary network is the network you have today. You will expand that network into your secondary network. And then beyond that, you'll start building connections as time goes on with your tertiary network. That's a target-rich environment that you have to protect in the early days until you get your script right. Getting your script right is about your achievement stories and your, as I call them, your car stories. You know, challenge, action, results. Start your marketing materials positively. Get some quantifiable evidence of your results in your self-marketing materials. What you do not do, above all else, is just cobble together a CV from your job description. It will be generic. Generic is danger. Generic spells danger. Generic means it'll be like everybody else in the pile. Whereas a car story-led interview script and CV stroke resume is just about you. These are your achievements that you have performed, you have delivered. These are your results, singularly owned by you. I could wax lyrical about this. I've already talked for 6 minutes. I think that's enough for one film of this type. Common sense is in short supply, especially during times of duress. It's really difficult to do this by ourselves. Turn the cameras on ourselves, it's like watching a blank screen. Try and get some help from other people to help you see behind your blind spots as to where your achievements lie. It's very, very difficult to do the introspection and the self-analysis in solitude. So, good luck. I'm thinking about you. I do this because I care, believe me. Hate to see people going through pain unnecessarily or any other form of pain. There's no pain necessary in my book. But like I say, I'm thinking about you, here for you. The redundancy.club. Please subscribe if you're watching the YouTube channel. But above all, please share some of this insight. Thank you very much.